You know, I, President Obama, I looked at you and I listened to you while you were campaigning. I thought, wonderful. Finally, an African American with the credentials to be president who has a possibility of winning. So I looked into you, everything seemed okay. Seemed like a guy who's fighting for the little guy. We weren't taking no for an answer. I don't know what this acorn thing was or whatever, why they all got indicted for stuff or whatever. And, you know, now I do. So anyway, it started out, I wanted to tell you that I really supported you. I was all for it. And, you know, I didn't really, it wasn't just because you were African American, but I mean, I considered myself a Democrat only for political purposes, because that seems to be all you people all concentrate on. Are you a Democrat or Republican? Are you a ignorant abuser of rights, a true demigod or despot, or are you a just stupid, let's respect everybody's ignorant delusion, want to hug a tree, foolish fool? I can't even talk right because you got me so livid. I just cannot believe that you came out on National AIDS Day with your stupid speech, President Obama. Oh, Barry, excuse me. Yeah, that's who you are now. You're freaking Barry. You're not the president. You're not even Mr. I cannot believe how stupid, not ignorant. Okay, I'm not going to give you any freaking excuses. You should be a 4.0 intelligent, you should be a freaking genius, for crying out loud. And you follow this crap. First you start out with keeping Gates on as your sec def, the Republican from the Bush era. I don't get that, never did, never will. You can say anything you want, excuse it all you want, but I don't believe it. It's bullshit. You did it for appeasement. You did it out of this compromise thing you had in your head. This phony ass change you had in your head. It wasn't any change you were looking for. Oh yeah, from maybe change from the Republicans killing people and taking advantage to the Democrats killing people and taking advantage. And now, I mean, it starts out with that, and you bitch, you talk about how I'm going to be transparent. This office will be transparent, and we'll look at the science. When something comes up that has to do with medicine, we're going to look at the science. We'll take the science view from it. Then you give this guy, has whatever, 120 days to come up with a science paper. And he comes back with what? 10 pages or something? After 120 days that say nothing. That say nothing. I mean, it's just hogwash, gobbledygook, conjectures and shit. I mean, I couldn't even figure out whether he actually advocated, you know, this intelligent design thing to be teaching with science class. You can't even tell. It's terrible. And did you fire him? No. You turn around and give these others. Oh man, what's wrong with you? What have you done to yourself? Michelle, thump this guy in the head and wake him up. Barry, why, oh, why, of all things that you could do to freak us out and to ruin your whole political career? You think I'm kidding? Advocating for genital mutilation, yeah, you can call it circumcision and you can call it a bris, but it's genital mutilation of a child. It's not only child abuse, it's molestation, and it's sexual in nature, and it's blood sacrifice. Has nothing whatsoever to do with the health care or any kind of health prevention. It started out from the very beginning as a religious, what do you call that? An appeasement or something? An edict? Whatever. It's a story in the Bible with Abraham going to kill his son because you're freaking supposed God told him to. Think about that for a minute. You go through that crap and you don't even want to pick a church or so. You understand? It's crazy. Why would anybody follow that shit? But you, oh yeah, as an adult, come on stage and tell everybody that, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and be a delusional fool now, as opposed to as a child, so I have an excuse for believing this crap. You've no excuse whatsoever for turning yourself into a delusional right-wing fool at your age. You're ruining your family. Are you going to have your daughter circumcised so they don't get AIDS? Are you? And if you don't, why not? Don't you believe that crap? You need to ask real doctors. There's a video on here on YouTube about circumcision. There's a lot of them from real doctors. And there's, look at the science. President Obama, you're buried to me. I'm not going to vote for you anyway in 2012. You ruined it. You've totally ruined. You do not have any idea what you've done. You really don't, do you? I know this video, this answer is maybe 10 days late, but I swear, I don't know why. I got tired of listening to you. But when I happen to run into this one on AIDS Day, National AIDS Day, mind you, you bring up this ignorant crap. The Pope going in there and saying shit like that about condoms. What's wrong with you? If you want to be a delusional Christian, keep it to your freaking self. If you want to follow medical science, follow it. But don't ask a Jew and don't ask a right-wing Christian. It's just stupid, and you know it. They don't even believe in evolution. They don't even believe in science. They look at it as a sin almost, some of these people, because we're trying to answer God's questions of how God did it or what. Just, gosh, I cannot believe you're advocating for genital mutilation. That's what it is. It's mutilation. It's child abuse, and you're advocating it. That makes you the most despotic, heinous president ever to sit out in the White House, in my eyes. I'm done. You've lost my vote, and I don't know how many millions more. Because I'm spreading the word. We cannot allow a man like you, or a boy like you. I don't mean boy. I mean a young person. You act like a teenager, for crying out loud, believing this crap. They're running around over there in Africa, chopping up people's genitals because of this false thing about AIDS. And no, that's not why they were doing it. They've been doing it for many decades. It had nothing to do with AIDS. You guys just attach that now, so they can keep their culture alive. We want to be able to mutilate our children on our time. It's our business. Sorry. No, it's everybody's business if people are running around mutilating their children. And that's what you're doing. Circumcision is mutilation. Period. It's cosmetic. Period. There are absolutely no reasons for it in healthcare. It doesn't do anything. But the piece you're cutting off, when you do that, you are totally mutilating yourself. You're cutting down thousands of sensors. In fact, if you ask these guys who are erectile dysfunctional, 99% of them are circumcised. Did that tell you anything? There's something wrong with that. When you have to, where your penis grows, it pulls down that skin. I don't even know if you're circumcised, Mr. President, but my brothers are, and I'm not. So I've got both sides. I know what it was for in the first place. The whole thing about, now you don't have to just cut off a piece of your boy's penis. That'll do. That'll be fine. What kind of pervert would even think of that? As a covenant with a God, an omnipotent, omniscient God. Why would you think of that? Who would? A pedophile, a child molester. That's who would think of that kind of thing. And he raised his hand. Oh, I know what you can do. You can just start cutting off our baby's penises. Well, how else did it come about? Think about it for a minute. What are you, crazy? Very, Just because I'm not going to vote for you anymore, you might be able to salvage yourself. Wake up. Get a hold of the real literature. Read the real science behind genital mutilation. Stop calling it circumcision or bris. By the way, your so-called bris covenant is a blood sacrifice, in that the moidal, after he gets done doing the surgery, it's a misnomer, the slicing, he has to suck the blood, first blood. And children are coming down with herpes and all kinds of crap now in New York because of this. He's stupid. And this is what circumcision does. This is what it can do. This is one of the first things. You got the old guy who does it, the doctor, but well, he's not even a doctor. He's a rabbi, I guess, whatever. Sickening. You better stop. That's all I got to say. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say, Barry. Yeah, your circumcision is what is it? Do you really think it's a part of the ammo in an arsenal to fight AIDS? Cutting off some of your guard? The stuff that covers your urethra? Keeps it closed up so you don't get infected in there? It's like a jacket that you wear. It's wearing it all the time. You have it on, it feels good. You don't have to use lubrication, or you just go back, read the science, and come back with a retraction. That's what you should do, Barry. Good afternoon, everybody. Me? I'm just an earthling. I don't feel very good today, but I had to say this. Good night.